Hello and welcome to onshot.net's YouTube channel. You are looking at Simon Lewis, who runs a website where I answer all sorts of questions about technology and education to Irish primary school teachers. One of the biggest explosions in Irish education was social media over the last number of years, with schools opening up their own Facebook pages and Instagram accounts and Twitter feeds and all that sort of stuff. I suppose in a way, slightly naively, and then wondering what happens if. And there's some of the questions I tend to be asked a lot. They're generally around what happens if, when it comes down to their social media. And it's really interesting because most of the solutions have nothing to do with technology. They're all actually to do with human interaction. The question that I was asked really is, if someone set up a an unofficial Facebook page for your school, what do you do? Particularly if you don't have a Facebook page, you can and really, it's a big question. If you don't have a Facebook page, be sure someone's going to set one up for you. So if you don't have a Facebook page, first thing I'd say to you is set one up. Even if you don't use it, just have it there, so that somebody else doesn't see it. At least you have your official page. Anyway, let's say someone's beating you to it, and usually it'll be a parent or a past pupil, and this will probably meet someone meaning absolutely no harm to you. And really, I guess your first port of call is to find the person who set up the page and very nicely ask them to maybe consider making you an administrator on that site, or to even give you the page and you promise you will run it, or even ask them would they mind being running it for you as a kind of a volunteer rather than unofficially making it official. I mean, I don't know, there's probably positive ways of doing that, maybe giving a box of chocolates to thank them for setting up a page on your behalf, and would they mind running it, and with promise of more boxes of chocolates, bottles of wine, gifts and things like that, as an appreciation for doing your social media for you. Hey, it might work, I don't know. I suppose the trouble, I think most people who set up unofficial Facebook pages for schools tend to be people who are very fond of the school, and I don't think they'd have a problem really per se handing basically running it for you, or helping you out with running for it and managing it. I mean, that's as long as the school, I think the school needs to be an administrator of some sort. So if while the person can also be administrator, I think it's still important that that's part of the deal, because obviously it's the school needs to have some control over its social media. In fact, when I say some control, it should have a lot of control over its social media. So if you haven't got a Facebook page or a Twitter account or an Instagram account, I'd set up one. I'd probably just set one up now before somebody else does. The next thing, I suppose, is what if the person who sets it up is someone that doesn't want to give up the page? They might go, no, I've set it up, it's mine, tough. Well, I guess really the only thing you can do, I don't know, is figure out why they're reluctant and maybe work around them, maybe explain that you're not angry, you don't want to have a fight, blah blah blah. Just again, it's not really a technology question, but really, you'd follow a kind of a complaints procedure way, in a way that you start off informally, asking, similar to the previous thing, and just stepping it up and just saying, and then maybe eventually the board of managers are going to have to get involved and write to that person and ask them, please, to hand it over. I mean, but ultimately, really, there isn't much you can do. I mean, you can, I suppose, ask, complain to Facebook, basically saying that this person does not represent the school and they may take action. You'd hope it wouldn't have to come to that. Really, it's not something that you'd really want to do. I mean, your last scenario, I suppose, is what if the person who makes this Facebook page is someone you don't know? That's tricky. That is tricky. So I don't know. You really need to try and find out who it is. I'm sure you're asking around. You can report to Facebook. I mean, the issue really there is that unless they're doing something completely inappropriate, Facebook really aren't going to care. So I mean, really, the lesson is, I suppose, at the end of the day, this isn't a technology problem. This is basically a management problem. This is a negotiation, a coaxing, kind of that kind of problem. I mean, mean, try to keep it positive as much as you can. I mean, the worst thing you can do is get in all guns blazing to somebody who sets up a Facebook page. I mean, generally they're not doing it for any malicious reasons, but I mean, to avoid that altogether, just set up a Facebook page, an Instagram account, or a Twitter feed, and you'll avoid it all in the future, even if you don't use it. Hope that helps, and we'll see you again next time. Thanks a million.